Welcome to Stories for Sleep. If you're looking for calming, mysterious stories to guide you into a peaceful sleep, you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe for more enchanting tales, like this video if it helps you drift off, and turn on notifications to never miss a story. We'd love to know, what time is it and where are you watching from? Drop a comment and let us know. Sweet dreams and happy listening. The city lights were now just a distant memory, fading into the warm embrace of the night. As the lone traveler moved deeper into the forest, they felt the weight of the world slipping away, each step carrying them further from the noise and chaos of their everyday life. The air here was different, cool, crisp, and alive with the scent of pine and damp earth. Every breath was a reminder that they were entering a world far removed from the one they knew. A gentle breeze whispered through the trees, rustling leaves that seemed to murmur in a language forgotten by time. The traveler paused, closing their eyes for a moment, allowing the forest symphony to wash over them. There was a rhythm here, a slow, steady beat that pulsed with the life of the ancient woods. The world felt timeless, as if the forest had stood untouched for centuries, waiting for a visitor to hear its hidden stories. Opening their eyes, they took in the scene before them. The moon hung low, a perfect silver disk casting a gentle glow over the treetops. Its light filtered through the branches, illuminating patches of the forest floor in soft, dappled patterns. Shadows danced in the corners of their vision, shifting and blending into the darkness, as if the forest itself was alive, breathing and moving in harmony with the night. The trees were tall and ancient, their trunks thick and twisted with age. Some were covered in moss, their bark rough and gnarled, each one unique, like silent sentinels guarding the secrets of the forest. The branches overhead formed a natural archway, a winding path leading further into the heart of the woods. It was a path both inviting and mysterious, urging the traveler to step forward, to venture deeper into the unknown. The traveler felt a strange pull, an unspoken invitation to explore. Their footsteps were soft, barely audible on the forest floor. The ground was carpeted in fallen leaves, damp and earthy underfoot. With each step, they felt more connected to the land, as if the forest was drawing them into its embrace, welcoming them as one of its own. They took a slow, steady breath, savoring the rich aroma of the woods. The scent of decaying leaves, wet soil, and something else, something ancient and elusive. It was a scent that spoke of memories buried deep, of secrets whispered under the cover of night, of tales that had faded with the passing of time. As they continued along the narrow path, they noticed a faint mist beginning to creep along the ground, swirling around their ankles. The mist was cool and damp, clinging to the air like a shroud, adding an ethereal quality to the forest. It moved in gentle waves, twisting and curling around the trees as if it had a life of its own. The path led them deeper into the mist, each step a journey further into mystery. After a while, they came upon an enormous tree standing alone at the end of the path. This tree was unlike any they had seen before. Its trunk was thick and wide, its bark dark and weathered, covered in strange symbols carved long ago. Some were faded, their edges softened by time, while others were sharp and clear, as if freshly etched. The symbols seemed to glow faintly in the moonlight, their lines twisting and curling in patterns that defied understanding. The traveler reached out, their fingers brushing against the rough bark. It was cool to the touch, rough and ancient, a texture that spoke of countless seasons past. The symbols felt almost alive under their fingertips, as if the tree itself held memories, stories that had been whispered into its bark over the centuries. They closed their eyes, pressing their palm against the tree, and for a moment they felt as though they could hear something. A faint whisper, just at the edge of hearing. It was a sound both familiar and strange, like the echo of a voice they had once known but long forgotten. The whisper grew clearer, weaving through the night air, carrying fragments of words, of stories left untold. Opening their eyes, they took a step back, gazing up at the towering tree. It loomed above them, its branches reaching out like arms, stretching toward the sky. The moonlight cast shadows along its surface, highlighting the symbols in a pale, ghostly glow. They felt a shiver run down their spine, a mixture of awe and curiosity, as if they were standing in the presence of something far greater than themselves. This tree, they realized, was more than just a part of the forest. It was a witness to the passage of time, a keeper of secrets, a silent observer of the world. And in this moment, they were a part of that world, a part of the story the tree had been waiting to tell. The traveler took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the night settle around them. The forest was quiet now, the only sounds the soft rustling of leaves and the distant call of an owl. They felt a sense of calm, a deep peace that resonated within them, as if the forest itself had accepted them, had invited them to stay and listen to its stories. And so they stood there, under the pale light of the moon, surrounded by the whispers of the forest, the secrets of the tree, and the quiet, steady rhythm of the night. They knew that this was only the beginning, that there were more stories to be uncovered, more secrets to be revealed. And as they took a step forward, deeper into the heart of the forest, they felt a quiet thrill, a sense of wonder at the journey that lay ahead. The traveler stood before the ancient tree, its rough bark covered in symbols that seemed to pulse faintly in the moonlight. They could feel a strange, almost magnetic pull from the tree, a silent call beckoning them to listen, to understand. The symbols etched into the bark whispered of stories, secrets woven into the fibers of the tree, waiting to be heard by someone who would understand. As they gazed up, the traveler noticed the mist that had been swirling at their feet was now creeping further into the forest, creating a silvery path that seemed to invite them deeper. Each tendril of mist wound around the tree roots, curling and stretching, like soft fingers reaching out to guide them forward. The mist was dense, clinging to the ground, turning the forest floor into a ghostly river of pale light. Stepping cautiously, the traveler moved forward, each step careful and slow. The world felt muted here, the usual forest sounds softened, as if the mist had wrapped the night in a blanket of silence. The only sound was their own breathing, a steady rhythm that seemed loud against the quiet. They followed the misty path, their footsteps sinking into the soft earth, each step releasing the rich scent of damp soil and decaying leaves. There was something soothing in the silence, something that made them feel both at peace and on edge, as if they were walking between two worlds, the world of the living and a world long forgotten. As they walked, they noticed the shapes of the trees growing stranger, their branches twisting in odd angles, their trunks leaning as if whispering secrets to each other. Some branches arched overhead, forming natural archways, while others reached out toward the path, like silent sentinels guarding a forbidden road. The mist clung to the trunks, draping them in an eerie shroud, giving the forest an otherworldly feel. The traveler paused, looking around, their gaze drifting over the shadows that seemed to dance at the edges of their vision. It was as if the forest was alive, each tree and shadow holding a piece of an untold story, a fragment of something lost to time. They felt a shiver, not of fear, but of awe, as if they were standing on sacred ground, a place where the veil between worlds was thin. After a few more steps, the traveler reached another ancient tree, similar to the first but even larger, its roots twisting deep into the earth like the fingers of a giant. This tree was different, though. Its bark was smoother, almost polished, and there were no symbols etched into its surface. Instead, there were faint patterns, natural markings that looked like eyes, watching silently from the dark bark. The traveler felt compelled to reach out, their fingers brushing against the tree's cool surface. As their hand touched the bark, a faint warmth spread through their fingers, a gentle pulse, as if the tree itself had a heartbeat. They closed their eyes, letting the sensation wash over them, feeling a strange connection to the ancient wood. With their eyes closed, they could hear a faint sound, like the murmur of a distant river or the whisper of wind through leaves, but it was neither water nor wind. It was something older, something that seemed to come from the very heart of the earth. It was a voice, soft and low, carrying words they could not understand, yet felt deep within their bones. The voice was gentle, almost comforting, a sound that spoke of the passing of ages, of seasons turning, of roots digging deep into the soil. It was a song without words, a lullaby for the forest, a reminder of the quiet strength that lay beneath the earth. They felt as if they were hearing the forest's own heartbeat, a slow, steady rhythm that had pulsed through the ages, unchanged and unbroken. Opening their eyes, they looked around, half expecting to see someone standing beside them, a shadow or a figure hidden in the mist. But there was no one, only the trees, silent and watchful, their branches swaying gently in the breeze. They took a deep breath, feeling the cool night air fill their lungs, grounding them in the moment, anchoring them in the present. The mist continued to swirl around them, a soft, silvery river flowing through the forest, guiding them deeper. The path seemed to stretch endlessly, winding between the trees, disappearing into the darkness beyond. The traveler felt a strange sense of calm, as if the forest was cradling them, guiding them gently, showing them the way. With each step, they felt the forest growing around them, embracing them, its shadows and secrets weaving into their mind like a gentle lullaby. They moved forward, their footsteps soft and steady, following the path that seemed to have no end, no beginning, a journey into the unknown. In the quiet of the night, with only the soft murmur of the trees and the whisper of the mist for company, they felt a peace that was unlike anything they had ever known. It was a peace born of the earth, of roots and stones, of the ancient, unchanging rhythms of nature. And as they walked, they felt as if they were becoming a part of that rhythm, a part of the forest's endless song. They paused once more, gazing up at the trees, feeling their presence, their silent strength. The mist curled around their feet, cool and soft, a reminder that they were not alone, that the forest was with them, watching, guiding. They took a deep breath, letting the night fill their senses, letting the quiet seep into their bones. And with a final glance at the ancient tree behind them, they continued down the misty path, each step carrying them deeper into the heart of the forest, deeper into the unknown. As the traveler continued along the mist-covered path, they felt the air growing cooler, as if a hidden current of water was nearby. The ground beneath their feet softened, and the earthy scent of the forest gave way to a faint, fresh aroma, something crisp and pure. The mist around them thickened, swirling in soft, silvery waves that danced under the moonlight. Then, through the haze, they saw it. A faint glow in the distance, shimmering softly like the reflection of stars upon glass. The traveler's breath caught, a quiet thrill coursing through them as they moved closer. Each step felt lighter, as if they were floating toward the light, drawn by an unspoken promise of wonder. As they approached, the mist parted to reveal a narrow river winding through the forest. The water was still and glassy, a perfect mirror reflecting the trees and sky above. But there was something unusual about this river. Its surface glowed with a soft, ethereal light, casting a silvery radiance that illuminated the forest in a gentle, dreamlike glow. It was as if the stars themselves had descended from the sky, embedding their light in the water below. The traveler knelt at the river's edge, mesmerized by the shimmering surface. They reached out a hand, their fingers just grazing the cool water. The sensation was unlike anything they had ever felt, a tingle that spread from their fingertips up their arm, a quiet hum of energy that resonated within them. It was as if the water held a life of its own, a gentle pulse that echoed the heartbeat of the forest. Looking closer, they noticed faint images in the water, shadows and shapes that seemed to drift just below the surface. At first, they thought it was a trick of the light, reflections of the trees or clouds. But as they watched, the shapes grew clearer, forming into scenes, fragments of memories from a time long past. The traveler held their breath, captivated by the visions in the water. They saw glimpses of figures moving through the trees, voices carried by the wind, laughter and whispers that seemed to echo from another world. It was as if the river held the memories of all who had passed this way, a repository of forgotten stories, moments lost to time. One image lingered longer than the others, a young woman standing at the river's edge, her face partially obscured by a veil of mist. She looked out across the water, her expression one of quiet sorrow, as if she were waiting for something or someone. Her hand reached out, just as the traveler's had, her fingers grazing the water's surface in a gesture of longing. The traveler felt a pang of emotion, a strange connection to this unknown figure. It was as if they too were searching for something just beyond their reach. The vision faded, the woman's figure dissolving into ripples that danced across the water, leaving only the soft glow and the faint, silvery light. They sat back, gazing at the river, their mind filled with questions. Who was she? What had she been searching for? And why did they feel as if they had seen her before, known her in some distant, forgotten way? The river flowed on, quiet and serene, a silent witness to the lives and memories it carried within its depths. The traveler watched as the water sparkled and glimmered, each ripple a testament to the countless souls who had come and gone, leaving their stories behind in the gentle currents. They felt a deep sense of peace, a calm that seemed to seep into their bones, grounding them in the present while connecting them to the past. It was as if they had become a part of the river, a part of the endless stream of life that flowed through the forest, carrying with it the echoes of those who had come before. The traveler closed their eyes, listening to the soft murmur of the water, the gentle sound that was both familiar and strange. It was a lullaby, a song of the earth, a reminder of the beauty and mystery of life. And as they sat by the river, they felt the quiet strength of the forest, the enduring presence of a world that existed beyond time, beyond memory. After a while they rose, taking one last look at the glowing river, feeling its quiet energy resonate within them. They knew that this was just one part of the forest's story, one piece of a much larger puzzle, a tapestry woven from countless lives and moments. With a final glance at the shimmering water, the traveler turned back to the path, their steps light and steady as they continued deeper into the forest, drawn by the whispers of secrets yet to be revealed. The traveler left the glowing river behind, feeling a quiet peace settle within them. They continued along the path, the mist thinning as they ventured deeper into the forest. The air grew cooler, carrying the faint scent of water, a gentle reminder that they were nearing another hidden secret of this ancient wood. As they walked, the trees around them began to change. The dense thickets gave way to a more open space, where the moonlight filtered down through the branches, casting silvery beams that illuminated the forest floor. It was as if the forest itself was guiding them, revealing a path only meant for those willing to see. In the distance, through the thin veil of mist, they glimpsed the shimmer of water, a vast expanse that lay still and silent under the night sky. The traveler's heart quickened, a quiet thrill coursing through them as they approached the edge of the lake. This wasn't just any body of water. It felt ancient, as if it had been here since the beginning of time, a witness to the secrets of the earth. The lake was a perfect mirror, its surface so still that it reflected the stars and moon in a flawless, otherworldly tableau. The water was dark and deep, like liquid obsidian, holding a mysterious beauty that was both inviting and intimidating. It was a beauty that spoke of hidden depths, of secrets that lay just beyond the reach of understanding. The traveler knelt at the edge of the lake, gazing into the still water. There was something captivating about it, a magnetic pull that urged them to look closer. The surface was like glass, smooth and untouched, reflecting their own face along with the vast night sky above. For a moment, they felt as if they were staring into another world, a world that existed just beneath the surface, hidden from view, They reached out, their fingers hovering just above the water, hesitant to disturb the perfect stillness. But as they extended their hand, a ripple spread across the lake, breaking the reflection into shimmering fragments. The ripple expanded, creating gentle waves that seemed to breathe with a life of their own, as if the lake itself was waking from a deep slumber. Then, through the gentle ripples, the traveler saw something, a figure, faint and ethereal, moving beneath the surface. It was a woman, her form barely visible, shrouded in the shadows of the water. Her movements were slow and graceful, as if she were drifting through a dream, her presence both haunting and beautiful. The traveler's breath caught, captivated by the vision. The woman seemed to look up, her eyes meeting theirs through the barrier of water. Her gaze was intense, filled with a depth of emotion that defied words. It was a look of recognition, as if she knew them, as if she had been waiting for them for centuries. Without a word, the traveler felt a connection, a thread that linked them to this mysterious figure. It was as if their souls were reaching out to one another, bridging the gap between worlds. The lake, with its silent depths, had become a portal, a place where the past and present collided, where memories and dreams merged. The woman extended a hand, her fingers reaching out, beckoning the traveler to come closer. There was something in her gaze, a longing, a plea, as if she were bound to the lake, trapped in its depths, waiting for someone to set her free. The traveler felt a pull, an urge to reach out, to take her hand, to enter the water and join her in her world of shadows and dreams. But as they reached forward, a sudden chill washed over them, a warning that resonated deep within their bones. The lake, which had seemed so calm and inviting, now held an edge of danger, a reminder that some secrets were not meant to be uncovered. The woman's form began to fade, her hand dissolving into the ripples, her gaze lingering for a moment before disappearing into the depths. The traveler pulled back, their heart pounding, the cold of the night settling around them once more. They sat by the edge of the lake, staring into the dark water, feeling both a sense of loss and relief. The connection they had felt lingered, a quiet ache that resonated within them, a reminder of the mysteries that lay hidden beneath the surface. They took a deep breath, feeling the night air fill their lungs, grounding them in the present. The lake had returned to its stillness, its surface undisturbed, as if nothing had happened. But the traveler knew that they had glimpsed something extraordinary, a fragment of a story that was as old as the earth itself. They rose, taking one last look at the lake, feeling a quiet reverence for the beauty and mystery it held. The woman's gaze lingered in their mind, a haunting reminder of the lives and dreams that were woven into the fabric of the forest. With a sense of awe and wonder, they turned away, continuing down the path, their footsteps soft against the earth. The forest seemed to welcome them back, the trees whispering softly as they moved deeper into the woods, drawn by the promise of more secrets to be revealed. The traveler felt a strange sense of anticipation as they ventured further along the shadowed path. The trees grew taller and denser, their branches arching above like a cathedral ceiling, enclosing the world in a quiet, sacred space. Each step seemed to resonate with the earth itself, a subtle vibration that pulsed beneath the surface, as if the forest was guiding them, drawing them toward something ancient and powerful. The air grew heavy, charged with an energy that was both exhilarating and humbling. It was as if they were approaching the very heart of the forest, a place where the boundary between worlds blurred, where the fabric of reality grew thin. The silence deepened, filled with an expectant stillness, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. Through the dim light, they glimpsed a clearing up ahead. The trees parted, revealing an open space bathed in the soft glow of moonlight. In the center of the clearing stood a massive stone, smooth and polished, etched with symbols that seemed to shimmer faintly in the night air. This was no ordinary stone. It radiated a quiet power, an ancient presence that was both awe-inspiring and mysterious. The traveler approached the stone, feeling a sense of reverence as they stepped into the clearing. The ground was covered in soft moss, cool and inviting underfoot, and the air was filled with the faint scent of earth and leaves. It was a place of peace, a sanctuary untouched by time, a space that seemed to exist outside the boundaries of the world. They reached out, their fingers brushing against the stone. The surface was warm, pulsing with a gentle energy that seeped into their skin, resonating within their very soul. It was as if the stone held a piece of the forest's spirit, a fragment of its life force, a reminder of the countless seasons and centuries that had passed in silence. Closing their eyes, the traveler felt a connection, a sense of belonging that was unlike anything they had ever known. They could feel the heartbeat of the forest, a steady, rhythmic pulse that echoed through the stone, through the earth, through the trees. It was a sound that spoke of eternity, of a world that had existed long before human memory, a world that would continue long after. In the silence, they heard a voice, not a voice of words, but a feeling, a presence that filled the air, a message carried on the wind. It was the voice of the forest, soft and ancient, a whisper that spoke to the deepest parts of their being. It was a voice that carried the wisdom of ages, the quiet strength of roots buried deep in the earth, the resilience of leaves that fell only to grow again. They felt a shiver, a quiet thrill that ran down their spine. This was the heart of the forest, the source of its power, a place where the spirit of nature resided, unseen and unheard by all but those who knew how to listen. They stood in silence, listening, letting the presence wash over them, filling them with a sense of peace and purpose. As they opened their eyes, they noticed faint lights flickering around the clearing. Small, ethereal orbs floated through the air, casting a soft glow that illuminated the moss-covered ground. The lights moved gracefully, weaving through the trees, circling the stone, as if they were guardians, spirits of the forest, drawn to the power of this sacred place. The traveler watched, mesmerized, as the orbs drifted closer, their light casting gentle shadows that danced along the stone. Each orb seemed to hold a life of its own, a spark of energy that pulsed in harmony with the forest's heartbeat. They felt a strange kinship with these lights, a sense that they were not alone, that they were part of something greater, something timeless. One of the orbs drifted closer, its light soft and warm, illuminating the traveler's face with a gentle glow. They reached out, their hand hovering just beneath the orb, feeling its warmth radiate through the cool night air. The orb pulsed, as if acknowledging their presence, a silent greeting, a connection that transcended words. For a moment, they felt as if they could understand the forest, its whispers, its secrets, its quiet strength. They could feel the life force that flowed through every tree, every leaf, every stone. They could sense the memories held within the roots, the stories that had been passed down through the seasons, the lives that had come and gone, leaving their mark on this sacred place. The traveler closed their eyes, letting the warmth of the orb fill them, feeling a deep sense of peace, a connection to the earth, to the forest, to the world beyond. They felt as if they were part of the forest's story, a thread woven into the tapestry of life, a witness to the beauty and mystery that lay hidden beneath the surface. After a time, the orb drifted away, joining the others as they circled the stone, their light casting a soft glow over the clearing. The traveler watched as the orbs moved in harmony, a dance of light and shadow, a silent celebration of the forest spirit. They took a deep breath, feeling the cool night air fill their lungs, grounding them in the present, anchoring them in the moment. They knew that they were standing in a place of power, a place of peace, a place where the world's mysteries were held, quiet and eternal. With a sense of awe and gratitude, they turned back to the path, leaving the heart of the forest behind, knowing that they carried a piece of its spirit within them. The forest watched, its whispers fading into the night, as the traveler continued on their journey, drawn by the promise of more secrets to be revealed. The The traveler took one last, lingering look at the clearing, the stone, and the ethereal orbs drifting through the air. A quiet peace had settled within them, a sense of calm that resonated with the ancient energy of the forest. They had come here seeking something, a reprieve perhaps, or an escape from the noise and busyness of the world. What they found, however, was something far deeper, something that spoke to the quiet spaces within their soul. Turning back toward the path, they walked slowly, letting the memories of the night settle into their bones. The forest, once filled with shadows and secrets, now felt familiar, almost like an old friend. The trees whispered softly as they passed, their branches swaying gently in the breeze, as if bidding them farewell. The mist had begun to lift, revealing patches of starlit sky between the branches. The moon, now high overhead, cast a gentle glow that illuminated the path, guiding them back the way they had come. Their footsteps were light, their movements slow, as they took in every detail, the texture of the earth beneath their feet, the soft rustling of leaves, the cool night air brushing against their skin. As they walked, they felt the presence of the forest surrounding them, a silent companionship that filled them with a quiet joy. It was a reminder that they were never truly alone, that the world was filled with life and energy, even in the silent spaces, the forgotten places where few dared to tread. They paused for a moment, taking a deep breath, savoring the richness of the air, the scent of pine and moss, the faint sweetness of wildflowers hidden among the trees. It was a scent that would linger in their memory, a reminder of this night, of the secrets they had uncovered, the mysteries they had touched. In the distance, they saw the faint glow of the forest's edge, a sign that they were nearing the end of their journey. The sight brought a sense of nostalgia, a bittersweet awareness that this night would soon become a memory, a story woven into the tapestry of their life. Yet they felt no sadness, only gratitude for the time they had spent here, for the lessons they had learned, for the peace they had found. As they reached the edge of the forest, they stopped, turning back to look once more at the path that had led them here. The trees stood tall and silent, their branches reaching out like arms, sheltering the secrets of the forest, holding them close. The mist had faded, but the memory of it lingered, a reminder of the beauty and mystery that lay hidden in the world. They closed their eyes, letting the silence wash over them, feeling the forest's presence one last time, a gentle touch, a quiet whisper. It was a feeling they would carry with them, a memory that would stay with them, a reminder of the beauty that existed beyond the ordinary, the magic that lay just beyond the edges of sight. With a final deep breath, they turned and walked away, their steps light and steady, their heart filled with a peace that went beyond words. They knew that they could return here, that the forest would always be waiting, a place of quiet wonder, a sanctuary of secrets, a refuge for those who knew how to listen. The night was quiet as they left the forest behind, the trees standing tall and silent, watching as they disappeared into the distance. And as the last echoes of their footsteps faded, the forest settled once more into stillness, its whispers fading into the night, its secrets safe, waiting patiently for the next soul brave enough to venture into its depths.
In a quiet village, surrounded by misty mountains and dense forests, tales of a mysterious grove were whispered among the townsfolk. The Forgotten Grove was said to be a place where time stood still, where the trees held secrets of the past, and the air was thick with magic. Many villagers spoke of strange occurrences, glowing lights at night, soft music drifting through the trees, and shadows that danced just beyond the edge of the forest. Despite the allure, few dared to enter the Western Grove. Fearing the unknown among the villagers was a young woman named Lila, with an insatiable curiosity and a heart full of adventure. She was drawn to the stories of the grove, Lila spent her evenings listening to the elders recount their experiences, her imagination igniting with visions of the wonders that lay hidden within the trees. As the village celebrated another harvest festival, she felt a pull towards the grove stronger than ever. One crisp autumn evening, after the festivities had quieted, Lila made her decision. She would venture into the forgotten grove, armed with a small backpack containing a journal, a lantern, and a few provisions. With the moon casting a silver glow upon the earth, she set off towards the forest, her heart racing with anticipation. As she entered the grove, the atmosphere shifted. The air was cooler, and the sounds of the village faded into a serene silence. Towering trees loomed above her, their leaves whispering secrets to one another in the gentle breeze. Lila felt a thrill of excitement as she stepped deeper into the grove, the path winding before her like a ribbon of possibility. The further she walked, the more alive the forest became. The moonlight filtered through the branches, creating patterns on the forest floor that seemed to pulse with energy. Lila could hear the distant sound of water trickling, drawing her further into the grove. As she followed the sound, she stumbled upon a small clearing with a shimmering pond at its center. The water was crystal clear, reflecting the stars above like a mirror. Lila approached the pond, captivated by its beauty. She knelt by the water's edge, dipping her fingers into the cool liquid, and felt a rush of energy surge through her. In that moment, she understood that the grove was indeed magical. As she sat by the pond, Lila noticed a soft glow emanating from the trees around her. Curious, she stood up and followed the light, weaving between the ancient trunks. The glow led her to a magnificent tree, far larger than any she had seen before. Its bark was a deep shade of silver, and its branches reached high into the night sky, adorned with glowing blossoms that illuminated the grove. "Welcome, seeker," a voice echoed through the grove. Lila looked around, startled. From behind the tree stepped a figure cloaked in a robe of shimmering fabric, the light of the blossoms reflecting off its surface. The figure was ethereal, with features that seemed to shift and change with the light. "Who are you?" Lila asked, her voice trembling with awe. "I am Niara, the guardian of the grove," the figure replied, a gentle smile gracing their lips. "You have come seeking the secrets of this place." "I have," Lila admitted, her heart pounding. "Want to understand the magic of the grove and why it calls to me?" Niara stepped closer, the light from the blossoms enveloping them both. "The Forgotten Grove holds many stories, dear one. It is a place of memories, of dreams, and of lost souls. Those who enter seeking answers often find more than they bargained for." With a wave of their hand, Niara beckoned Lila to follow. They walked together deeper into the grove, the air thick with enchantment as they moved. The trees whispered, their leaves rustling like 1,000 voices sharing secrets. Long ago, this grove was a sanctuary for those who sought solace. Niara began. It was a place where people could escape the troubles of the world, where they could connect with nature and find peace. But as time passed, the world changed, the village grew, and the grove was forgotten. Forgotten? Lila echoed, her brow furrowing. How could such a beautiful place be forgotten? The weight of the world often blinds us to the wonders around us, Niara explained. People became consumed by their daily lives, and the magic of the grove faded into myth. Yet, it still exists, waiting for those who remember to seek it out. As they walked, Niara pointed out various plants and creatures. Sharing the significance of each, Lila listened intently. captivated by the stories that unfolded with every step. The grove was alive with history, each tree a witness to the theory, a witness to the passage of time. Suddenly, the air grew still, and a sense of heaviness settled around them. Lila turned to Naira, concern etched on her face. "What is it?" "There are remnants of sorrow in this grove," Naira said softly. "Lost souls wander, searching for closure, for peace. They are drawn to those who can listen and understand." Lila felt a pang of empathy in her heart. "What can I do to help them?" Naira smiled, a glimmer of pride in their eyes. "You possess the gift of compassion, and that is what they seek. If you listen to their stories, they may find the release they desire." With renewed determination, Lila followed Nyara to a group of trees that stood apart from the others. The air was thick with an eerie stillness, and Lila felt a chill run down her spine. As they approached, she noticed shadows flickering among the trunks, figures that seemed to fade in and out of our existence. "Hello," Lila called gently, her voice steady despite the fear that gripped her. "I'm here to listen." The shadows paused, their forms shifting as if unsure. One stepped forward, a young woman with sorrowful eyes that glimmered like the stars. "You can see us?" she asked, her voice soft and haunting. "I can," Lila replied, feeling a sense of connection. "What happened to you?" The young woman glanced back at the other shadows, before turning her gaze back to Lila. "We were lost in our own pain, unable to find our way home. We wandered the grove, searching for peace, but finding only despair." Lila's heart ached for the lost souls. "You don't have to be alone. Tell me your stories. Maybe I can help." As the young woman began to share her tale, Lila listened intently. The stories poured out like a river, tales of love lost, dreams shattered, and lives unfulfilled. Each story resonated deeply within her, and Lila felt a powerful urge to comfort them. One by one, the souls began to share their experiences, revealing the burdens they had carried for so long. With each story, Lila felt the weight of their sorrow, but she also felt a lightness begin to fill the air. The grove responded, the trees swaying gently, as if acknowledging their pain. "You are not alone," Lila whispered, her voice filled with warmth. "Your stories filled with warmth matter. You deserve to find peace." As she spoke, the shadows began to shift, their forms becoming more solid. The sorrow that had clouded the grove started to lift, replaced by a gentle light that enveloped them all. Nyara watched with a gentle light that enveloped them all. Approval, a proud smile on their face. "You are doing well, Lila," Nyara encouraged. "The magic of the grove responds to your compassion." As the last soul shared their story, a profound silence fell over the grove. Lila felt a wave of warmth wash over her, and she closed her eyes, allowing the energy of the grove to flow through her. The shadows around her began to shimmer, their forms glowing brighter as they found solace in the understanding they had received. With a final surge of light, the shadows began to fade, their essence merging with the soft glow of the blossoms surrounding them. "Thank you," the young woman whispered, her voice a gentle breeze. "We can finally rest." Lila opened her eyes to find the grove transformed. The shadows were gone, but their presence lingered in the warm light that now filled the clearing. She felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that she had helped those lost souls find peace. As the grove pulsed with life, Nyara approached Lila, their expression filled with pride. "You have done what many could not. The grove is grateful for your compassion and understanding." "But what happens now?" Lila asked, her curiosity piqued. "Will the grove remain this way?" "Or the magic of the forgotten grove will endure as long as there are those who remember. Niara replied, "You are now a part of its story, a guardian of its secrets. Share your experiences and others will be drawn to its beauty." Lila felt a sense of purpose blossom within her. She understood that the grove had chosen her, and she was ready to embrace her role as she made her way back through the forest. The path seemed to glow beneath her feet, guiding her towards the village. Upon returning, Lila shared her tale with the villagers, recounting the stories of the lost souls and the magic of the grove. As she spoke, the fear that had once gripped their hearts began to fade, replaced by a sense of wonder and possibility. The villagers, inspired by Lila's bravery, began to visit the grove, seeking solace and connection with nature. The whispering woods transformed from a place of fear into a sanctuary of healing, where stories were shared and laughter echoed through the trees. As the seasons changed, so did Lila. She became a beacon of light for those who sought to understand their fears and find solace in the embrace of nature. Each visit to the grove deepened her connection to the fears it. Each visit to the grove deepened her connection to the land, and she often found herself sitting beneath the ancient tree, writing in her journal. The whispers of the trees became a comforting presence, guiding her as she chronicled the stories of others who visited the grove. With every tale she recorded, the magic of the forgotten grove grew stronger, weaving a tapestry of hope and resilience. Years passed, and Lila became known as the keeper of the grove. People traveled from distant lands to seek her guidance, sharing their burdens, and finding solace in the wisdom of the trees. The grove flourished, its beauty captivating all who entered, a testament to the power of compassion and connection. And so, the forgotten grove became a place of renewal, where the whispers of the past mingled with the laughter of the present. Lila understood that the true magic lay not just in the grove itself, but in the stories shared, the hearts touched, and the lives transformed. In the heart of the grove, the ancient tree stood tall, its branches adorned with glowing blossoms that shimmered like stars. Lila had embraced her destiny, becoming part of the living story of the forgotten grove, a place where magic, wonder, and endless possibilities intertwine. In the quaint coastal town of Eldermere, nestled between rugged cliffs and the vast expanse of the ocean, life unfolded at a gentle pace. The villagers, with their weathered faces and sun-kissed skin, shared stories of the sea's magic, of mermaids and lost treasures that lay beneath the waves. Despite the allure, few dared to enter the grove, fearing the unknown. Among the villagers was a young woman named Lila, with an insatiable curiosity and a heart full of adventure. She was drawn to the stories of the grove. Lila spent her evenings listening to the elders recount their experiences, her imagination igniting with visions of the wonders that lay hidden within the trees. As the village celebrated another harvest festival, she felt a pull towards the grove stronger than ever. One crisp autumn evening, after the festivities had quieted, Lila made her decision. She would venture into the forgotten grove, armed with a small backpack containing a journal, a lantern, and a few provisions. With the moon casting a silver glow upon the earth, she set off towards the forest, her heart racing with anticipation. As she entered the grove, the atmosphere shifted. The air became cooler, and the soundsphere shifted. Of the village faded into a serene silence. Towering trees loomed above her, their leaves whispering secrets to one another in the gentle breeze. Lila felt a thrill of excitement as she stepped deeper into the grove, the path winding before her like a ribbon of possibility. The further she walked, the more alive the forest became. The moonlight filtered through the branches, creating patterns on the forest floor that seemed to pulse with energy. Lila could hear the distant sound of tasty water trickling, drawing her further into the grove. As she followed the sound, she stumbled upon a small clearing with a shimmering pond at its center. The water was crystal clear, reflecting the stars above like a mirror. Lila approached the pond, captivated by its beauty. She knelt by the water's edge, dipping her fingers into the cool liquid, and felt a rush of energy surge through her. In that moment, she understood that the grove was indeed magical. As she sat by the pond, Lila noticed a soft glow emanating from the trees around her. Curious, she stood up and followed the light, weaving between the ancient trunks. The glow led her to a magnificent tree, far larger than any she had seen before. Its bark was a deep shade of silver, and its branches reached high into the night sky, adorned with glowing blossoms that illuminated the grove. "Welcome, seeker," a voice echoed through the grove. Lila looked around, startled. From behind the tree stepped a figure cloaked in a robe of shimmering fabric, the light of the blossoms reflecting off its surface. The figure was ethereal, with features that seemed to shift and change with the light. "Who are you?" Lila asked, her voice trembling with awe. "I am Nyara, the guardian of the grove," the figure replied, a gentle smile gracing their lips. "You have come seeking the secrets of this place." "I have," Lila admitted, her heart pounding. "I want to understand the magic of the grove and why it calls to me." Nyara stepped closer, the light from the blossoms enveloping them both. "The Forgotten Grove holds many stories. Dear one, it is a place of memories, of dreams, and of lost souls. Those who enter seeking answers often find more than they bargained for." With a wave of their hand, Nyara beckoned Lila to follow. They walked together deeper into the grove, the air thick with enchantment as they moved. The trees whispered, their leaves rustling like 1,000 voices sharing secrets. Long ago, this grove was a sanctuary for those who sought solace. Nyara began. It was a place where people could escape the troubles of the world, where they could connect with nature and find peace. But as time passed, the world changed. The village grew, and the grove was forgotten. "Forgotten?" Lila echoed, her brow furrowing. How could such a beautiful place be forgotten? How could such a beautiful place be forgotten? The weight of the world often blinds us to the wonders around us, Nyara explained. People became consumed by their daily lives, and the magic of the grove faded into myth. Yet, it still exists, waiting for those who remember to seek it out. As they walked, Nyara pointed out various plants and creatures, sharing the significance of each. Lila listened intently, captivated by the stories that unfolded with every step. The grove was alive with history, each tree a witness to the passage of time. Suddenly, the air grew still, and a sense of heaviness settled around them. Lila turned to Nyara, concern etched on her face. "What is it? What is it?" "There are remnants of sorrow in this grove," Nyara said softly. "Lost souls wander, searching for closure, for peace. They are drawn to those who can listen and understand." Lila felt a pang of empathy in her heart. "What can I do to help them?" Nyara smiled, a glimmer of pride in their eyes. "You possess the gift of compassion, and that is what they seek. If you listen to their stories, they may find the release they desire." With renewed determination, Lila followed Nyara to a group of trees that stood apart from the others. The air was thick with an eerie stillness, and Lila felt a chill run down her spine. As they approached, she noticed shadows flickering among the trunks, figures that seemed to fade in and out of our existence. "Hello," Lila called gently, her voice steady despite the fear that gripped her. "I'm here to listen." The shadows paused, their forms shifting as if unsure. One stepped forward, a young woman with sorrowful eyes that glimmered like the stars. "You can see us?" she asked, her voice soft and haunting. "I can," Lila replied, feeling a sense of connection. "What happened to you?" The young woman glanced back at the other shadows before turning her gaze back to Lila. "We were lost in our own pain, unable to find our way home. We wandered the grove, searching for peace, but finding only despair." Lila's heart ached for the lost souls. "You don't have to be alone. Tell me your stories. Maybe I can help." As the young woman began to share her tale, Lila listened intently. The stories poured out like a river, tales of love lost, dreams shattered, and lives unfulfilled. Each story resonated deeply within her, and Lila felt a powerful urge to comfort them. One by one, the souls began to share their experiences, revealing the burdens they had carried for so long. With each story, Lila felt the weight of their sorrow, but she also felt a lightness begin to fill the air. The grove responded, the trees swaying gently as if acknowledging their pain. "You are not alone," Lila whispered, her voice filled with warmth. Your stories matter. You deserve to find peace." As she spoke, the shadows began to shift, their forms becoming more solid. The sorrow that had clouded the grove started to lift, replaced by a gentle light that enveloped them all. Nara watched with a gentle light that enveloped them all. Approval, a proud smile on their face. "You are doing well, Lila," Naira encouraged. "The magic of the grove responds to your compassion." As the last soul shared their story, a profound silence fell over the grove. Lila felt a wave of warmth wash over her, and she closed her eyes, allowing the energy of the grove to flow through her. The shadows around her began to shimmer, their forms glowing brighter as they found solace in the understanding they had received. With a final surge of light, the shadows began to fade, their essence merging with the soft glow of the blossoms surrounding them. "Thank you," the young woman whispered, her voice a gentle breeze. "We can finally rest." Lila opened her eyes to find the grove transformed. The shadows were gone, but their presence lingered, filling her with a profound sense of connection. The curse of the Whispering Woods had been broken, and the forest was free as she made her way back to the village. Lila carried as she made her way back to the village. With her, the lessons learned from her journey, the power of confronting fears, and the importance of connection. From that day forward, the Whispering Woods became a place of solace and beauty, a testament to the strength found in vulnerability. The villagers, once fearful of the forest, now shared stories of hope and healing, inviting others to embrace their own journeys. As the seasons changed, so did Lila. She became a beacon of light for those who sought to understand their fears. The villagers would come to her for guidance, and together they would explore the forest, sharing stories and laughter amidst the trees. And so, the story of the Whispering Woods evolved, growing richer with each passing year. The travelers, with each passing year, who once feared the forest now found solace within it. And Lila's journey became a testament to the power of resilience and the beauty of connection. In the heart of the forest, the ancient tree stood tall, its branches adorned with glowing blossoms that shimmered like stars. Lila had embraced her destiny, becoming part of the living story of the Forgotten Grove, a place where magic, wonder, and endless possibilities intertwined. The village of Eldermere buzzed with excitement as news of the Enchanted Isle spread. Lila, now known as the Keeper of the Grove, welcomed visitors with open arms, eager to share the magic she had discovered. The grove became a sanctuary, a place where laughter echoed among the trees, and stories flowed like the river nearby one day. While wandering through the village, Lila met a newcomer named Finn. He was a tall young man with bright green eyes and a mischievous grin. Finn had traveled from a faraway land, drawn by tales of a faraway land, drawn by tales of adventure and mystery. He was captivated by Lila's stories of the grove and the magic that surrounded it. "I want to see the Enchanted Isle for myself," Finn declared, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "Will you take me there?" Lila hesitated for a moment, remembering the challenges they had faced during their journey. The waters could be treacherous, and the island held secrets that might not be ready to reveal themselves to just anyone. Yet, Finn's enthusiasm was infectious, and she found herself nodding in agreement. "All right, but we must prepare properly," Lila said, her resolve strengthening. "The journey will not be easy, and we must respect the magic of the Isle." They gathered supplies, filling their backpacks with food, water, and essentials for the journey ahead. As they set sail on Alaris' boat, Lila felt a familiar thrill coursing through her veins. The ocean shimmered under the midday sun, and the salty breeze tugged at their clothes as they ventured towards the horizon. As they sailed, Lila shared her knowledge of the Enchanted Isle, recounting the legends that spoke of its beauty and danger. Finn listened intently, his curiosity only growing. "Unfolded. The isle is said to be alive with magic," Lila explained, "but it also guards its secrets fiercely. Many who seek to exploit its wonders have been lost to the tides." Finn nodded, his expression serious. "I understand. I'm not here to exploit anything. I just want to experience it for myself." As they approached the island, the air grew thick with anticipation. The outline of the Enchanted Isle emerged from the mist, its lush greenery contrasting sharply against the deep blue of the ocean. Towering trees swayed gently, their branches adorned with vibrant blossoms that seemed to beckon them closer. Lila steered the boat toward a small cove, its sandy beach inviting them ashore. They disembarked, and the moment Lila set foot on the sand, she felt the familiar energy of the island envelop her, like a warm embrace. "Welcome to the Enchanted Isle," she said, a smile spreading across her face. "Let the adventure begin." They ventured into the heart of the island, the sound of their footsteps mingling with the gentle rustling of leaves. As they walked, Finn marveled at the beauty surrounding them. Exotic flowers bloomed in vibrant hues, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of nectar. "Where to first?" he asked, his eyes wide with wonder. "The heart tree," Lila replied, leading the way. "It's the most sacred part of the island, a place where magic flows freely." As they made their way through the dense foliage, Lila shared stories of the heart tree. Legend had it that the tree was ancient, older than the island itself. Its roots extended deep into the earth, connecting it to the very essence of magic that thrived on the isle. When they finally reached the clearing, Lila stood still. "It thrived on the isle." When they finally reached the clearing, Lila stood in awe before the heart tree. Its trunk was massive, with bark that shimmered like silver in the sunlight. The branches reached high above, adorned with blossoms that glowed with an otherworldly light. "Wow!" Finn breathed, stepping closer. "It's incredible," Lila nodded, feeling the energy pulsing from the tree. "It's said that if you listen closely, you can hear the whispers of the island. It holds the wisdom of generations past." They approached the tree, placing their hands on its trunk. As Lila closed her eyes, she concentrated, allowing the magic of the island to flow through her. She could hear faint whispers, soft and melodic, as if the tree was sharing its secrets. "Do you hear that?" she asked, opening her eyes to see Finn gazing at her in wonder. He nodded, a look of amazement on his face. "It's beautiful. What are they saying?" "They speak of the island's history, of the people who have come before us," Lila explained. "The heart tree is a keeper of stories, a guardian of magic." As they stood together, a gentle breeze stirred the air, and the blossoms above them began to sway. Suddenly, a flash of light erupted from the tree, illuminating the clearing. Both Lila and Finn shielded their eyes from the brilliance. When the light faded, a figure emerged from the tree, shimmering like the stars. It was As, woman, ethereal and graceful, with hair that flowed like liquid silver and eyes that sparkled with ancient wisdom. "Welcome, seekers," the woman said, her voice resonating with power. "I am Eloan, the spirit of the heart tree. You have come to this sacred place seeking knowledge and adventure." Lila's heart raced at the sight of Eloan. "We want to learn about the magic of the isle and its secrets," she replied. Eloan smiled, her expression warm and inviting. "Then you must prove yourselves worthy. The island will reveal its wonders only to those with pure intentions and open hearts." "What must we do?" Finn asked, stepping forward with determination. "To understand the magic of the isle, you must embark on a quest," Eloan explained. "Each of you will face a challenge that will test your courage, wisdom, and compassion. Only by overcoming these trials will the island grant you its gifts." Lila exchanged glances with Finn, excitement and apprehension swirling within her. "What kind of challenges?" "Challenges that reflect your innermost fears and desires," Eloan replied. "They will require you to dig deep within yourselves and confront the shadows that linger in your hearts." Finn nodded, a fierce determination lighting his eyes. "We're ready. We will face whatever comes our way." "Very well," Eloan said, her voice ringing with authority. "You will each receive a task that aligns with your spirit. Lila, you shall seek the Fountain of Echoes, where the voices of the past will guide you. Finn, your challenge lies within the labyrinth of whispers, where you must find your way through the maze of uncertainty." As Eloan spoke, the air shimmered, and two paths appeared before them, one leading to a tranquil clearing where the sound of water echoed softly, and the other leading into a dense thicket that seemed to twist and turn endlessly. Lila felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. "How will we find each other again?" she asked, glancing at Finn. Eloan raised her hand, and a soft light enveloped both of them. "You will be connected by the bond of your hearts. Trust in your instincts, and the island will guide you back together." With a final nod of encouragement, Lila took a deep breath and stepped toward the Fountain of Echoes, her heart pounding with anticipation. Finn followed suit, heading toward the labyrinth of whispers. As Lila walked along the path, she could hear the gentle trickle of water growing louder with each step. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers, and she felt a sense of calm wash over her. Soon, she arrived at a serene clearing where a crystal-clear fountain stood at the center. Water sparkled in the sunlight, and as she approached, Lila could hear soft whispers emanating from the fountain. Leaning closer, she cupped her hands around the cool water and listened intently. "Lila, the voices called echoing with familiarity. You seek the truth within." "I do," Lila replied, her heart racing. "What must I do?" "What must I do?" "Look into the water, and you shall see," the voices urged. Lila peered into the fountain, and the surface began to ripple. Images swirled before her eyes, visions of her past, moments of joy and sorrow. She saw herself as a child, playing by the shore, laughing with friends, but then the images shifted to darker times when she had felt lost, isolated, unsure of her place in the world. The whispers grew louder, intertwining with her memories. Face your fears, Lila. Embrace the shadows that linger. With a deep breath, Lila closed her eyes and allowed the emotions to wash over her. She understood that to move forward, she must confront the pain she had buried within. As the memories flooded her mind, tears streamed towards her ways. As the memories flooded her mind, tears streamed down her face. I am ready, she whispered, her voice trembling. I accept my past, and I will not let it define me. As she spoke those words, the water in the fountain shimmered brightly, and the whispers transformed into a harmonious song. The echoes of the past began to fade, replaced by a sense of peace and clarity. Lila felt the weight lift from her shoulders, replaced by a newfound strength. Thank you, she said, her heart swelling with gratitude. I will carry this with me. With that, the fountain began to glow, illuminating the clearing with a warm light. Lila took a step back, feeling the magic of the aisles surround her. She turned to leave, ready to reunite with Finn, her spirit renewed and her heart open. Meanwhile, Finn ventured into the labyrinth of whispers, the dense foliage closing in around him. The air was thick with tension, and he could hear whispers echoing through the maze. The path twisted and turned, leading him deeper into the unknown. Stay focused, he murmured to himself, determination fueling his steps. I can find my way. As he navigated the labyrinth, he encountered various illusions, figures from his past, memories of self-doubt and moments when he felt doubt and moments when he felt unworthy. Each time he faced an illusion, he felt the shadows of his insecurities creeping in, attempting to pull him back. No more, Finn declared, his voice steady. I am more than my fears. I will not be defined by them, with every declaration of strength. The illusions began to dissipate, the whispers fading into the distance. He pressed on, guided by the faint sound of laughter that echoed in the air. Finn felt a connection to Lila, the bond they had forged empowering him as he faced the maze. Finally, after what felt like hours, Finn stumbled into a clearing at the center of the labyrinth. The sun streamed down, illuminating a beautiful garden filled with vibrant flowers and lush greenery. At the heart of vibrant flowers and lush greenery, the garden stood a magnificent tree, its branches reaching high into the sky, adorned with shimmering fruit that sparkled like jewels. You did it! A soft voice said from behind him. Finn turned to see a shimmering figure emerge from the tree, a guardian of the garden with an ethereal presence. Welcome, Seeker, the guardian said, their voice melodic and soothing. You have shown courage in facing your fears. The garden holds the essence of growth and renewal. Here you will find what you seek. What must I do? Finn asked, his heart racing with anticipation. The fruit of the tree contains the wisdom of the ages. To receive its gift, you must plant the seeds of your dreams, the guardian replied. What do you desire most? Finn closed his eyes, envisioning his dreams, adventures that lay ahead, a life filled with purpose and the connections he had forged. I want to be brave, he said finally. I want to embrace life fully, without fear holding me back, with a jerk. We strive fully without fear holding me back. Nod. The guardian extended a hand, and a single fruit fell from the tree, landing softly in Finn's palm. Eat this fruit, and your dreams shall blossom. Finn hesitated for a moment, but he felt an overwhelming sense of trust. He took a bite, and an explosion of flavors danced on his tongue as he swallowed. Warmth spread through him, filling him with a sense of empowerment. Now, go, the guardian urged, gesturing toward the path leading back to the grove. Your journey is far from over. Share your wisdom with Lila and together you shall unlock the true magic of the Isle. With newfound determination, Finn set off toward the exit of the labyrinth, ready to reunite with Lila and embrace whatever adventures awaited them. As Finn emerged from the labyrinth of whispers, the air around him crackled with energy. The vibrant colors of the garden lingered in his mind, a reminder of the transformation he had just experienced. He stepped through the threshold of the labyrinth, the sunlight pouring over him like a warm embrace. His heart raced with excitement as he made his way back to the Fountain of Echoes, where he hoped to find Lila. He recalled the bond they had forged on their journey and felt a surge of determination to share his experiences with her. Finn navigated through the grove, the sound of the trickling water guiding him closer to the fountain. When he arrived, Lila was already there, kneeling by the water's edge. She looked up, her face illuminated by a radiant smile. "Finn, you made it!" "I did," he replied, his voice filled with excitement. "And I have so much to tell you." As they settled by the fountain, Finn recounted his adventure in the labyrinth of whispers, describing the illusions he faced and the wisdom he gained from the Guardian. Lila listened intently, her eyes wide with awe. "I faced my fears too," she said, her voice softening. "The Fountain of Echoes helped me understand my past and let go of the pain I had carried for so long." Finn smiled. Their shared experiences creating a deeper bond between them. "We both had our trials, but we've emerged stronger." Suddenly, the water in the fountain began to swirl, and a soft glow radiated from its depths. Lila and Finn exchanged glances, sensing the shift in the grove. The whispers of the fountain intensified, filling the air with a melodious song. "Listen," Lila urged, leaning closer to the water. The fountain's surface shimmered, revealing images of the enchanted Isle, tales of bravery, adventure, and magic intertwined. Finn and Lila watched in awe as the water painted vivid scenes of the island's past, showcasing the journeys of those who had come before them. As the images danced before their eyes, Lila felt a sense of purpose. "These stories belong to us now," she said, determination gleaming in her eyes. "We must share the magic of this isle with others. We can help more souls find peace." Just like we did, their mission settled in his heart. But we must also prepare for the trials ahead. The island has more to teach us, and we need to be ready for whatever challenges come our way. With renewed resolve, they stood together, hand in hand, their spirits intertwined. The grove pulsed with energy, as if acknowledging their commitment to the journey ahead. "Let's explore the island further," Lila suggested, glancing at the paths that wound deeper into the grove. "There is still so much to discover." They set off, their footsteps light with anticipation. The lush greenery enveloped them, the vibrant flowers swaying in the gentle breeze. Each turn revealed new wonders, hidden clearings, sparkling streams, and ancient trees that seemed to whisper secrets of the past. As they ventured deeper, they stumbled upon a glade bathed in golden light. At its center stood a magnificent archway made of intertwining vines and blossoms. The air felt charged with magic, exchanged excited glances. "What do you think is beyond the archway?" Finn asked, stepping closer. "Only one way to find out," Lila replied, her heart racing. They approached the archway, the scent of blooming flowers filling their lungs. As they crossed beneath the vines, the atmosphere shifted once more, wrapping around them like a soft embrace. On the other side, they found themselves in a breathtaking garden filled with colorful plants and ethereal creatures. Fairies flitted between the flowers, their laughter ringing like chimes in the wind. Lila gasped, her eyes wide with wonder. "This place is incredible," she exclaimed, spinning in delight. Finn grinned, enchanted by the beauty around them. It feels alive. As they explored the garden, they encountered a fairy perched on a flower, her wings glistening in the sunlight. "Welcome, travelers, she said, her voice tinkling like bells. "I am Aeliana, guardian of the enchanted garden. What brings you here?" "We seek knowledge and adventure," Lila replied, her excitement bubbling over. "We want to understand the magic of the Isle." Aeliana nodded, her expression thoughtful. "Many seek the magic of the Isle, but few understand its true nature. The garden holds the essence of growth and transformation, but it also requires sacrifice." "What kind of sacrifice?" Finn asked. His curiosity piqued. "To embrace the magic, you must be willing to face your true selves," Aeliana explained. "The garden will reveal your heart's desires, but it will also challenge your beliefs and fears." Lila and Finn exchanged apprehensive glances, but a sense of determination surged within them. They were ready to confront whatever lay ahead. "We accept the challenge," Lila declared, her voice steady. "Very well," Aeliana said, a smile gracing her lips. "Step into the heart of the garden, and you shall uncover the truths you seek." They followed Aeliana deeper into the garden, the air thick with enchantment. The vibrant colors enveloped them, and the scent of blooming flowers filled their lungs. As they reached the center, they stood before a magnificent tree adorned with radiant fruit, each one glowing with a different hue. "This tree is the source of the garden's magic," Aeliana explained. "It bears the fruits of truth and transformation. To receive its gifts, you must each choose a fruit that resonates with your heart." Lila approached the tree, her heart racing as she examined the shimmering fruits. Each one called to her, but there was one that stood out, a deep blue fruit that glowed with a soft light. She reached out, her fingers brushing against its surface. "I choose this one," she said, feeling a surge of energy course through her. Finn stepped forward, drawn to a vibrant green fruit that sparkled like emeralds. "I'll take this," he said, a sense of certainty guiding his choice. "Now, take a bite," Aeliana instructed. "Embrace the magic within." With a deep breath, Lila sank her teeth into the blue fruit. A rush of flavors enveloped her, a symphony of sweetness and light. As she swallowed, the world around her shifted, and she felt her consciousness expand. Visions flooded her mind, images of her past, her fears and her dreams. She saw herself standing on the edge of the cliffs, feeling small and lost, but then the visions changed. She saw herself standing tall, embracing her journey, the keeper of the grove guiding others toward their own paths. Lila gasped as the realization washed over her. She understood that her fears had never defined her. Instead, they were stepping stones on her path to growth. She felt a surge of strength, a newfound clarity settling within her. Next to her, Finn took a bite of his fruit, and his eyes widened in surprise. He too was enveloped in visions, memories of doubt and uncertainty. But they morphed into images of courage, of standing up for what he believed in and pursuing his passions. As they shared this experience, the magic of the garden enveloped them, weaving their stories together. They were no longer just individuals. They were intertwined in a tapestry of dreams and aspirations. When the visions faded, they stood in awe, the garden alive with energy. Aeliana smiled, her wings shimmering in the sunlight. "You have embraced the magic of the Isle. Remember, growth comes from understanding your true selves." With gratitude filling their hearts, Lila and Finn thanked Aeliana and made their way back. Through the garden, vibrant colors seemed even more alive now, and the whispers of the flowers sang a melody of hope. As they returned to the archway, Lila turned to Finn, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "We've come so far. I feel like we're just beginning." Finn nodded, a sense of purpose radiating from him. "And there's still so much more to explore." They stepped through the archway, the world shifting around them as they emerged back in the grove. Energy, the magic of the isle coursing through her veins. "Where do we go next?" Finn asked, glancing around the grove. Lila took a deep breath, feeling the connection to the island. "I believe we should seek the Oracle of the Tides. It is said to hold the wisdom of the sea and can guide us on our journey." Finn's eyes on our journey widened with excitement. "Let's find it." Together, they set off toward the shore, ready to embrace whatever challenges awaited them. The sun dipped low in the sky, casting a warm glow over the landscape. As they ventured forth, their hearts filled with hope and anticipation. As Lila and Finn made their way to the shore, the air was thick with anticipation. The sound of crashing waves filled their ears, and the salty breeze tugged playfully at their hair. Lila felt a sense of purpose drive her forward. The Oracle of the Tides was said to hold ancient wisdom, knowledge that could guide them in their journey. They arrived at the beach, where the golden sand met the azure waves. The sun was beginning to set, casting vibrant hues of orange and pink across the sky. In the distance, Lila could see a rocky outcrop jutting into the ocean, where the waves crashed against the cliffs. "There," Lila pointed, her excitement bubbling over. "The oracle must be on that outcrop." Finn nodded, a grin spreading across his face. "Let's go." They hurried toward the rocky formation, the sound of the ocean growing louder as they approached. The path was steep and uneven, but Lila felt a surge of determination. As they climbed, the scent of salt and seaweed filled the air, invigorating their spirits at the top of the outcrop. They paused to catch their breath. The view was breathtaking. The ocean stretched endlessly before them, glimmering under the fading sunlight in the center of the knoll. Venturag outcrop, surrounded by swirling water, stood an ancient stone structure covered in vibrant moss and seashells. Lila stepped forward, feeling a pull toward the stone structure. It was a circular altar, adorned with carvings of waves and marine creatures. She could sense the energy radiating from it, a powerful presence that filled the air with magic. "Welcome, seekers of knowledge," a voice echoed, resonating from the altar. Lila and Finn exchanged glances, their hearts racing with arts racing with ours. Excitement from the water emerged a figure, draped in flowing robes that shimmered like the ocean's surface. The oracle was a woman of ethereal beauty, with hair that flowed like seaweed and eyes that sparkled like the stars. She approached the altar, her presence commanding yet gentle. "I am Mira, the Oracle of the Tides," she said, her voice melodic and soothing. "You have come seeking wisdom. What do you wish to know?" Lila stepped forward, her heart pounding. "We seek guidance for our journey. We want to understand the magic of this isle and how we can share it with others." Mira smiled, her eyes gleaming with understanding. "The magic of the isle flows. Dear, why needs to be the magic of the isle flows through you already. You have faced your fears and embraced your true selves. Now, you must learn to harness that magic to inspire others." Finn spoke up, his voice steady. "What must we do to unlock that magic?" "Each of you must delve into the depths of the ocean and retrieve a token from the sea," Mira instructed. "The tokens hold the essence of the isle's magic and will allow you to connect with its power." Lila felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. But how will we retrieve them? The ocean holds many mysteries, but it also grants courage to those who seek, Mira replied. Trust in yourselves and the bond you share. Together, you will find what you seek. With that, Mira gestured toward the waves crashing against the rocks. Lila and Finn exchanged determined glances, their hearts racing with the thrill of the challenge. Are you ready? Lila asked Finn, her voice steady. I've never been more ready, he replied, a grin breaking across his face. Let's do this. They took a deep breath and stepped toward the water's edge. The ocean swirled around them, the waves beckoning with an irresistible pull. As they plunged into the cool depths, Lila felt a rush of exhilaration wash over her. The underwater world was a dazzling display of colors and life. Fish darted between coral reefs, and sunlight filtered through the theorms at the surface, creating patterns of light that danced across the ocean floor. Lila and Finn swam deeper, their senses heightened by the beauty surrounding them. Look! Finn pointed toward a shimmering glow in the distance. They swam toward it, their hearts pounding with excitement as they approached. They found a cluster of radiant shells, each one pulsating with a soft light. Those must be the tokens. Oh! Lila exclaimed, reaching out to grasp one. As her fingers touched the shell, a surge of energy coursed through her, filling her with warmth and strength. Finn reached for a shell of his own, and as they both held their tokens, they felt a connection to the magic of the isle. The ocean whispered secrets in their ears, ancient wisdom that resonated deep within their souls. Let's return to the surface, Finn said. His voice filled with awe. They swam back together, the glow of their tokens lighting the way. When they emerged from the water, they stood on the rocky outcrop, their hearts racing with triumph. Lila held the token close to her heart, feeling its energy pulsate with life. What now? Finn asked, glancing at Mira, who stood waiting with a knowing smile. Now, you must offer your tokens to the heart tree, Mira instructed. Place them at its roots, and the magic of the isle will be awakened. With renewed purpose, Lila and Finn made their way back through the grove, the path illuminated by the gentle glow of their tokens. As they approached the heart tree, they felt the energy of the isle thrumming in the air, a sense of anticipation filling their hearts. They reached the base of the tree, where its roots sprawled like ancient fingers into the earth. Lila knelt and placed her token among the roots, and Finn followed suit as they did. The tree shimmered, its branches swaying in an unseen wind. Together, you have awakened the magic of the isle, Mira said, her voice resonating with pride. The tokens represent your courage, your growth, and your commitment to share the magic with others. As the words faded, a brilliant light enveloped the heart tree, illuminating the grove in a dazzling display of color. Lila and Finn stood in awe as the tree seemed to come alive, its energy swirling around them like a gentle embrace. Now, you are truly connected to the isle, Mira continued. You possess the magic within you. Use it wisely, and it will guide you on your journey. Lila felt a surge of empowerment, the magic of the isle coursing through her veins. She glanced at Finn, and they shared a knowing smile. This was just the beginning of their adventure. What do we do next? Finn asked, his excitement palpable. Now you must return to your village and share the stories of the enchanted isle, Mira instructed. Spread the magic and wisdom you have gained, and inspire others to embrace their own journeys. With a final wave of her hand, Mira bid them farewell, her figure fading into the light of the heart tree. Lila and Finn stood together, their hearts filled with purpose as they made their way back to the shore. As they sailed away from the enchanted isle, Lila looked back at the shimmering land, knowing it would forever be a part of her. The island had changed her, filled her with magic and hope, and she was determined to share that gift with others. As they approached Eldermere, the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink. The village was alive with activity, the sounds of laughter and music filling the air as the villagers celebrated another harvest festival. Lila and Finn docked the boat and stepped onto the sandy shore, their hearts racing with anticipation. They were ready to share their stories, to ignite the spark of adventure in others. The villagers gathered around them, curiosity shining in their eyes. Lila stepped forward, her voice steady. "We have discovered the Enchanted Isle, a place of magic and wonder. We faced challenges and grew in ways we never imagined." Finn added, "We learned that the true magic lies within us, waiting to be embraced. We want to be embraced." Share our experiences and inspire each of you to seek your own adventures. As Lila and Finn spoke, the villagers listened intently, their faces reflecting awe and excitement. The tales of the Enchanted Isle filled the air, igniting the imaginations of those who had longed for adventure. From that day forward, the village of Eldermere transformed, inspired by Lila and Finn's journey. The villagers began to explore the surrounding lands, seeking their own adventures. The grove became a sacred place, a source of inspiration and connection to the magic of the Isle. And Lila, now a storyteller and keeper of the Isle's magic, continued to guide others on their journeys. She and Finn became a beacon of hope, a reminder that the magic of the world was within reach for those who dared to dream. In the heart of Eldermere, the whispers of the ocean danced through the air, carrying tales of adventure and wonder. The Enchanted Isle remained a part of their lives, a symbol of the beauty found in courage, friendship, and the unyielding spirit of exploration. As the sun set on another day, Lila gazed out at the horizon, the waves crashing against the shore. She felt the warmth of the island's magic within her, a reminder that the journey was far from over. Together with Finn and the villagers, she was ready to embrace whatever adventures lay ahead, knowing that the world was full of possibilities waiting to be discovered.